Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 24 of What If Naruto was Otsutsuki King. Remember to get this one to 300 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also go ahead and check out the new episode of What If Naruto pushed himself to his limit over on Anime King 2. And I'm also gonna be posting a new episode of What If Naruto was born in the Uzumaki clan. So stay tuned for that and I hope you guys enjoy. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you're hearing my voice, and you enjoy the videos on both Anime King and Anime King 2, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and your support, and yeah. So without further ado, what is we begin this new episode? Begin the intro. So, the last part we left off. After saving Kiri, it was now night time as Naruto told me something that would both benefit her and Konoha. As they turned in for the night, Fu felt cold, so she asked Naruto if she could sleep with him. As Naruto said no problem with that and invited her to sleep, as she cozied up in the bed with him. It was then the stone ninja's attack, as a barrier surrounded the entire tent, as the entire thing was covered in paper bombs. The thing exploded far and wide, but it was contained by the barrier. Mei and Mai were surprised. They were beyond shock as Kojo and Ayo were there along with the rest of the ninjas. Mai wanted to kill the man, but Mei told her to stand down, as they could not afford to go with war with Hidden Stone right now. Meanwhile, Fu and the others opened their eyes. As Sasuke was confused, they were on the hill, looking down at Kiri. What the hell just happened? There was a huge explosion of pure, ominous power, as Karen started to shake. For the longest time, she has never seen Naruto mad before. Emerging from the smoke, Naruto's eyes were different. Something far more powerful than the Rinnegan. The captain was surprised when squad members felt like they were fly, as he tried to run, but his body started to swell up as he exploded. As Sasuke and others came down there, as they had no idea how did Naruto save them. They just had seconds to prepare. What did he do? But he simply told them that it was a secret, as Sasuke simply sighed. Up until now, he has not known what Naruto's true power is. We then had a time skip, as the group was heading back to Konoha. Arriving in the village, Naruto sent out a pulse from the seal on his arm, as Mito's eyes went wide as she quickly rushed off, along with Sakura and Ino following behind her, as she told him that he was back. The moment Naruto stepped foot inside his office, she punched him right through the wall, sending him sailing outside. But he came back in like it was nothing, as he was pissed. Well, he could give her that. So he brought her gifts, as he told her that once Kiri is finished, they want to ally with Konoha, and also bring her Guren, a special Kikigenkai user, and also Yukimaru with his abnormal chakra use. And Sasuke has become stronger, and also the 70th Jinchuriki. As Naruto gave her the memories that she saw, Naruto completely erasing all of their memories about the girl. This kid was really something else, she thought. Mito then burst in the office as she quickly hugged him, as Ino came in as well and hugged him as she missed him a lot. Despite everything, he did visit her, as she saw him once in a while, and she was happy for that. As Fu got to meet the others, as Naruto told Tsunade that all of this stone business would be over soon, as she looked through those cryptic words as him going to do something stupid, but he told her not to worry, and by the way, she didn't want to know, seeing that she didn't want to be accomplice. And with that, he said his goodbyes as he told him he would be back soon as he left. Naruto headed towards the hidden stone as only he was shocked. This kid was surely ballsy to step in his office as Kurosaki. as they were going to attack him no matter what as the ninja started to rush to his position. They told him no matter what, and Onki told him that he knew about his sister and he's going to make him pay for the hundreds of people that he killed. As Naruto simply went off. An hour later, Onki was in the council room, Kurasuke behind him, as they were going through things. She was going to be the next Tsukage, so she must learn everything that she could. It was then it happened, screams, people in the village started to scream for their life. As Onki looked through the window and saw a dark shadow coming down in the village. And also, 2 bodies were sent flying straight into the council room, as he looked to see they were Roshi and Han. So yeah guys, that was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place and check out for yourself. So what do you say we start this new episode? Kurasuke was shocked. A minute ago she was talking, and they were talking about trade agreements and all that, to help out the village in other ways. And now this. She slowly picked herself off the ground. The ceiling was completely destroyed, allowing her a view of outside. And what she saw, it made her entire body tremble with pure fear. Looking up at meteors raining down from the sky. They were large. One of these things could level the village, but there were at least 5 of them. As her entire body was shaking, she picked herself up to see her grandfather looking at 2 bodies. She saw it was Roshi and Han. They're 2 Jinchurikis. The other council members were shaking in shock as they didn't understand what was going on. The people outside were screaming. She then saw him. It was him, Naruto. He was descending down inside like a god. As he cleared his throat, "Now that I have your attention," as Onki looked at him and clenched his fists. "Do you really think that this will go unpunished? Do you know what you have done, boy? Be silent," Naruto said, as his voice was demanding and overpowering. "I have given you enough chance to listen, but yet still, you take it up in your hand to show me that you are quite stronger, that you are better. So I decided to take your strength out of the occasion. That is your 2 strongest ninjas, right? Because they hold the Jinchuriki inside of them. They have the more power. But as you can see, it took me minutes to deal with them. Well, it would have been a lot quicker. But I want to see what they were capable of, being a Jinchuriki and all. Now that I have your attention, I want you to cut my name from your bingo book. And stop your ninjas from hunting me down, because it's becoming really boring. At first, I enjoyed the challenge of your ninjas coming after me to test myself, but now they're just bothering me. I have other goals to take care of." Onki clenched his fists. "You arrogant boy. Just because you possess great power, you think this will go on like this? Your power balance is wrecking the world's status. One person should not possess so much power. The other nation will unite against you and show you that you are nothing. Because even though you're strong, you cannot win against all." As Naruto looked around the room, despite Onki's talk, the council members were trembling in fear, and the people were still screaming outside. "It seems like you don't understand," Naruto said, as he started to descend up in the sky. Oniki and Kurasuke watched as Kurasuke ran to her grandfather. "What now?" she said. Even Oniki was trembling as, the sight of those stones, the things were coming down at a very slow pace. He was doing it just to give them anxiety. Naruto reached straight up as he slammed his hands together. "Divine blades," he said. Everyone's eyes widened even more as large blades made from pure yellow energy. It was golden, pointed towards the village. The things were releasing an ominous power, like it could just eradicate everything in sight, as he could feel the overwhelming shock coming from it. "Is he even human?" Kurasuke said, as her knees were trembling, as Naruto looked down as he descended down. "Now, ask yourself, what do you prefer? To go after me, one ninja, or to have your entire village be destroyed? You said that the entire world will come after me, but the thing is, I would relish a challenge like that. Because if you think these are useless, just watch." Raising his hand, he pointed to a mountain. As they looked over, one of those golden blades appeared on top of the mountain and came down. The moment it touched, there was a massive explosion. Even the mountain was miles away. The backlash and force blow into the village, knocking several civilians off their feet as they collapse down, still crying out in pain and agony as they could watch their life flashing in front of their eyes. Was this the end? Was this some kind of vengeful god raining down hell on them? As Oniki could only stare in shock. Despite his power to lighten things, he couldn't lighten all those 5 meteors. To make it worse, Naruto raised his hand once more, and white flames engulf all the meteors. As he then lowered his hand, they start to come down even faster. "Stop!" Oniki shouted, "Stop!" As Kurosaki had long fell to her knees, as this was the end. Oniki fly up. "Just stop this. I'll do it," he said. As the man looked down his village to see the people, they lost all hope, thinking that they were going to die. "I'll remove your name. I'll stop my ninja from going after you. Just don't do anything rash," he said. As Naruto looked at him, "It's good that you came to your senses. Otherwise, it would have been 10 times worse. I expect this to be done by the end of the day. Or else," Naruto said. Despite this, Oniki clenched his fists to be forced to come to demands under one single boy. It was nerve-wracking, but he had no other choice. As Naruto raised his hand as a large portal, it went straight up and consumed the blades and the large meteors as they vanished. All the people down below watched for a few seconds and released a sigh of relief. Realizing that it was over, their Tsuchikage had saved them. As they saw him out there, they didn't know what he did, but at least they were safe. Kurosaki picked up herself, as she knew her grandfather must succumb to his demands for him to stop this. "You think I'm the bad guy," Naruto said, as Oniki glared at him. "Well, one day you will come to realize that I'm not the bad one, and you will come to need my help. And why would I do something like that? Why would I ever need your help? You will see one day." "And also," Oniki, Naruto said, "if you threaten my sister again, there won't be anything in this world that stops me from killing you and everyone here just to make you suffer. So keep her name out of your mouth, or face my wrath." And with that, Naruto burst into pure light particles and vanished. As Oniki slowly descended himself down on top of the broken building, Kurosaki jumped up there. "You did it, Grandpa," she said, as the man clenched his fists. I had to succumb to his demands. It doesn't matter. We're alive. The people are safe. You made a wise choice, other than being ignorant and trying to fight him. You did a good thing, so don't be sad." As Oniki looked around to see the people all smiling up at him, at least they're safe. A distance away, the light particles came together as they formed Naruto. "Well, one problem over with," Naruto said. The moment he stepped off, his heart started to pound intensely. As Naruto staggered for a bit, this was strange. He has never felt anything like this before. As it got worse until he collapsed to his knees, as he started to cough up blood violently, and everything went black. The moment Naruto snapped open his eyes, he felt death. He felt like death was all around him, like something was just poisoning the air. He could only see darkness, as he felt a spirit hovering over him. Spinning around, his eyes came contact to what he knew by now is a dead god. He had read about the Uzumaki sealing, and the sealing that was placed on Mito to keep the Nine Tails at bay, the demon-consuming seal. But why was he here? Could he? No, he can't be dead. How was that even possible? Looking at the being in front of his face, it had long, white hair, with 2 horns coming out of his head. It had prayer beads in his hand, and a long tonto as well. It had black eyes, with golden pupils. As it looked at Naruto with an ominous look on his face. "It seems I am unable to kill you. So you're behind this," Naruto said. "But I'm confused. Aren't you the Shinigami?" "Yes. So you know of me, boy." "Yes, I do. I read about you and the seal to summon you. But why am I here? And why did you try to kill me? Because you should not stay in this world for too long. I made a mistake many years ago. After what happened with your father. My father? Yes, your real father. Not your fake one. That seal, the 9 tails inside his own daughter. My mistake. It allowed you to be born. And just like your father and even worse, your power is beyond this world. You shouldn't be alive. And with the other one being alive as well. If the both of you were able to meet, you will fight. One of you gaining the other power will be too much. A human is not meant to hold so much power. Right now you only have half. But if you manage to take his, you will be. No, I won't allow it to happen, the Shinigami said. What are you talking about? Naruto said as he was confused. Who is this other half? Your brother. My what? Yes, your brother. But despite everything, I still cannot kill you. It is quite different from back then. But rest assured, Naruto, I will find a way to bring you down. Am I that much of a problem? Naruto asks. For a being like yourself to try and kill me? If you only know what you truly possess, boy, then and only then will you understand. If you win against him or if he wins, it will just turn the world, the entire universe to chaos. And I, being the dead god, the ones that rule over death and life, will not allow that to happen. I will not fail again. I will not allow another abomination like yourself to be born. I won't let it happen. As the Shinigami aura started to spread all around, making the darkness become even more thick. As Naruto looked down as it started to consume him, a golden aura then flashed over Naruto's body. I don't know what you're talking about, my father or brother, but I can tell that you're scared of me. What happened in the past I have no idea. But do you really think that you can kill me? Despite being who you are, the things I've learned, despite you being only a spiritual entity, do you believe you can kill me? Naruto said, as his golden aura exploded out of his body. I don't know what's your problem with me, or what is this thing about my father and all that. But I have a job to do, so I suggest you get me out of here. As Shinigami looked at him, don't worry, your day will come soon, Naruto Uzumaki said. And with that the entity left. As Naruto slowly felt his consciousness return. Before he could move though, he sensed something near him. As a small smile came on his face, Black Zetsu was watching the entire scene. As this was the perfect chance to do something. He just arrived here after trying to track down Naruto's location. He saw what Naruto did in his sound, and yet again the boy has proven that he's more stronger than he thought. But what was that? He just passed out, blood coming from his mouth. But Black Zetsu didn't know what to do. What if he get too near and he wake up? Then what then? What do we do? Said White Zetsu. Be quiet, Black Zetsu said. I'm thinking. Well, couldn't we just cap? White Zetsu couldn't get a finish, as a large blade pierced right through the both of them, making Black Zetsu's eyes went wide. The blade pushed out of the ground, pushing them up into the air. As the both of them instantly separated, as Black Zetsu collapsed on the ground, White Zetsu's body was completely incinerated within seconds. As Black Zetsu looked down, the hole was getting larger and larger. He cursed as piece of his essence, a black fluid, sank into the ground. The moment he did that, Naruto grabbed him by the throat. I've been looking for you, Naruto says. He lifted him in the air. I wanted the perfect chance to get you in close, because you've always been running away from me. Let me go, Black Zetsu said. Your plan about bringing back Kaguya ends here. Now, incinerate, Naruto said. White flames completely covered Black Zetsu, as he cried out in pain and agony, as his body started to disintegrate right there and then. as Naruto watched it, as the only thing was left was a burned ground. After that was over, Naruto collapsed on his knees as he wiped the blood away from his mouth. He had no idea what just happened. Why would that being like the Shinigami be after him? And yet, his father. How could someone possess so much power to go up against Shinigami? And for the Shinigami to be scared of him. He know he's strong, but to go up against a godly being. What exactly is he wondered to himself. And what was this about his brother? And about the both of them fighting and taking one another's powers. It then clicked to him. Ishiki did tell him that he will be facing his strongest enemy. That he will be coming and he will stop at nothing to try and kill him. Amara told him the same thing as well. So is that person his brother? But why would his brother want to kill him? Well, if he's going after what Shinigami just said, he wants his power. As the thing literally tried to kill him a minute ago. But yet he didn't die. What was that about? How could he survive an attack from the dead god? Really, he thought to himself. What exactly was he? As he looked at his hands, he picked up himself. It doesn't matter. At least he was rid of that black thing. Now, he can go and take care of the rest of the Akatsuki. And there will be no more threat after his sister's life. And after that he will be truly at peace. A distance away, the black liquid finally came to a stop underground. As the thing started to slowly reform. It took a couple of minutes, but it started to ooze until it became larger and larger as two black hands stretched out, then the head, then the legs. As Black Zetsu fully reformed, he was underground panting in exhaustion. I would have died, he said. It seems that he can really kill anything. As he clenched his fists, not even that close, and he still managed to catch me. It doesn't matter. I still will bring back Mother. Once she is back, she will have to talk to him to allow me to live. Because I doubt that he will allow me to keep on living. If we manage to kill his sister after taking the Jinchuriki. But Mother, yes, Mother will be able to handle it. Yes, I am doing this for you, Mother. I will bring you back. And I won't let anyone stand in my way. Time skip. 3 days later, Tsunade was taken aback as she got the report. Two things. She heard about the stones in the sky. Things that were shocking people beyond disbelief. As people were wondering if a deity had come from the heavens, trying to annihilate the Hinastone village. A lot of people in Hinastone was religious, and a lot of them got freaked out, as Onki had to calm them. But Tsunade didn't know that this was Naruto, but to know that he possessed power like this, as it brought dread into her heart. But another thing was, he was completely taken off the list, as she looked at the letter that she received from the Hidden Stone, as they will be under no other obligation to try and attack Konoha if Uzumaki Naruto returned. So the kid brought fear into their heart, thought Tsunade, as she looked at the letter. Despite everything, now he was free, and he could return back to Konoha. She knew that he didn't have a problem against the village, especially since his sister lived here, and she wants to become Hokage. They will have no problem with him. But that just gave her more option to keep Mito safe, because if Mito was killed, she was scared that this world would see a wrathful god that none of them could stop, not even the 5 combined nations. If he was already able to possess power like that, what else could he do? As she wondered where he is, the ban has been lifted, so he should be coming here very soon. Despite everything, this was a huge moral boost for Konoha, having someone like him on their side. No nation would dare to threaten a war against them, knowing that they have someone like him who could literally fly right into enemy territory and destroy everything in his path. Well, at least that was good for now. She sighed as she reached for a bottle of sake, as she poured it into a cup. You know, you shouldn't be drinking alone, said the voice, as she turned to see Jiraiya hopping in. She looked over at him. You got the report as well, she said. Well, I do own a spy network, said Jiraiya. But I was alarmed to what I got. To think that the kid has become this strong already. Yeah. It is also shaking me a bit. Because, think about it. But although he destroyed the power balance completely, it is still completely dangerous for any village to try and attack us now. Knowing that we have his sister here, and knowing that he will be on Konoha's side, the power balance is in our favor. Did he say that he will be returning back? Well, I haven't seen him. It's been 3 days now, said Tsunade. But I'm sure that he wanted to be returned. What about the council, said Jiraiya. Screw them, said Tsunade. You think I'm going to pass up this opportunity? I didn't want to banish him in the first place. But those bastards all agreed to it. And at the time I had no choice. But this changed everything, she said, as she picked up a note and threw it towards Jiraiya as he caught it. Jiraiya read the note as his eyes went wide. What is this? It's from the Fire Daimyo himself. He wants to talk to Naruto. Huh. Looks like the kid has been getting popular. For the Fire Daimyo to talk to him himself. His name is spreading. Well, at least everyone in the world know him by now. The news has spread about what he did. I doubt anyone will be going after him. But I'm just waiting for him to return. And to talk to him first before anything. Jiraiya sighed. I don't think the kid liked me that much. Well, it's probably because you placed a seal on him. He's probably still pissed about that. Well, at the time I had to, said Jiraiya. Yeah, I know, said Tsunade. And I had to banish him as well. But I just hope he doesn't have any ill feelings towards us. As Jiraiya nodded, my spies have been gathering some intel. It is small for now, but we are becoming close to find out where the Akatsuki lair is, where the main leader is. When I get the information, I'll go and check it out myself. No, you aren't, said Tsunade. What? You're taking a team with you. Are you that stupid to go by yourself? We don't even know what the Akatsuki is capable of yet, and their full power. For them to have Kisame and Itachi under their command, that means someone incredibly strong must be running the show. And you want to go there yourself? But Haim, I can handle myself. I am a son after all. I know you are. But as Jiraiya looked at her with a smile, are you worried about me? He asked. Of course, you old perv, she said. As Jiraiya smiled, that just warmed my heart, he said. You were my teammate after all, and I consider us friends. I don't want you to go and get yourself killed for a stupid reason by going alone. You don't have to worry about that, said Jiraiya. I'm not going to be dying anytime soon. A smile came on Tsunade's face. I have an idea, she said. And what is that? He asked. Well, you did say that the kid didn't like you that much. Where are you going with this? He asked. Well, think about it. Naruto has as much reason to envy Akatsuki as you, because you're going after his sister. So, once you find the information, I'll call him, and you take him with you. He would be a good help on the field, said Jiraiya. And he is fast, he could keep up with me. Well, I'll tell you what I find, Jiraiya said, once I get my hands on it. You do that, she said. At the Uzumaki compound, you were right, Fu said. You're a wonderful cook. As Mito simply smiled at her. Being a Jinjulki, Mito felt a bond between her and Fu. As, even though she's a Jinjulki, she never went through anything too difficult, because her brother was always here for her, and he was always protecting her. But Fu, she got the worst. She got the worst. As no one was there for her. She didn't have any protection. She didn't have anyone to care about her and tell her anything or teach her, as she don't know about certain things. Think about it like love or being with someone or romance. When they were watching TV and a romantic show came on, as she didn't understand, as Mito put that upon herself to teach her everything that she missed out on. It's not bad, said Karen, as Mito glared at her softly. Like you can do better, she said. Of course I can, said Karen, a smirk on her face. And when did you learn to cook? Asked Mito. Oh, said Fu. She was the one that was actually cooking for us while we were there. Because I taught her, said Guren. As Mito looked at her, she didn't have a problem with her or anything. The girl was actually nice. And she cared about Yukimaru a lot. Not to mention Yukimaru, he was a nice kid. He was currently out, as he quickly made friends with Konoha and his squad. He was currently off in the village with them somewhere. Seeing that the place was peaceful, Guren allowed him out of her sights because she knew nothing will happen to him here. You can cook? Said Mito as she looked at Guren. Of course I can. I cook for me and Yukimaru a lot of times. And yeah, she taught me. So I become a waste in the kitchen, said Karen. Oh, I would love to see you cook. How about cooking dinner? Asked Mito. That would be okay. I'm gonna cook something that blow your taste buds off. Really? Said Fu. That's gonna be wonderful. I can't wait till tonight, as she smiled at them. As Karen just smiled back. Despite everything, she felt home here. She felt at peace with these people here. They become like a little family together. Suddenly, a buzzer went off. As Mito went over as she pressed on the intercom. Who is it? It's me. I told you I would be here. Oh, said Mito as she pressed the button as the gate opened. Come on in, she said, as the ceiling array faded away. As Ino came inside, as she made her way towards the house. The moment she stepped inside, Karen and Guren gave her a small glare, as there was something going on between her and Naruto. As Karen could see it, that hug, it wasn't normal. And being with Naruto for so long, she thought that if he's gonna hug someone, he should hug her like that, while Guren was thinking the same thing, as neither of them knew when it happened. But after being with him, despite him not talking that much and having kind of a arrogant attitude, they didn't know how or when, but they've grown to like him. And this girl is not making it easier for them, as she showed her affections right out, hugging him very tightly, even giving him a kiss on the cheek and those things. And they didn't like that, as Mito told them stories about when they were younger, and this girl was in every one of them. She was always there, always jumping on his back and all those crap, and they didn't like that one bit. Oh, hey guys, said Ino, and she smiled at them. As Ino noticed the two of them giving her odd looks, she could tell that these two liked Naruto as well. But she would be damned if she let any of them get him before she does. Besides, he belonged to her, right? The both of them knew each other long before any of these girls. As she looked over at Fu to see Fu eating, she didn't have a problem with Fu. On the other hand, she liked Fu, as the girl was really nice, like extremely nice. And Ino loved dressing her up, as the girl never wear makeup in her life before. Did you heard Ino said? As Mito smiled, Tsunade-sama told me this morning. But I wonder, why hasn't he returned yet? Yeah, said Fu. If he is done with the hidden stone and all that, why hasn't he come back yet? He's probably out doing the thing for Sasuke, said Guren. As the rest of them nodded, except for Ino. What thing for Sasuke, she asked. As Karen and Guren smiled. At least she didn't know everything. A distance away, Naruto was currently sleeping on a tree branch, as he was going somewhere, but he ended up catching some sleep right here, as the shade was very cool. But Naruto was having a dream, a rather strange dream. As he looked up, he was a baby. He could see it by his hands, they were very small and tiny. As he saw a man looking down at him, the man had strange eyes and white long hair that reached down to his face. The man held out his hands as a golden aura enveloped it. He placed it over Naruto as a golden aura surrounding Naruto's body. As the man whispered some words, he then smiled when it was done. This will make sure that Dead God doesn't touch you. Naruto snapped his eyes open as he realized he was floating. The entire place around him was destroyed. Luckily, he was in a small field, away from civilization a bit. As he looked around, his power must have fluctuated out of his body. Who was that man, he wondered? What did the Dead God have against him? And what did the man give him to protect him from Dead God? And why? So many questions but no answer. The next time he see Ishiki or Amara, He has to talk to them. He has to find out more about his brother, his father, and what is this all about? Meanwhile, distance away. This place is far, said a voice. We will be arriving soon. But we should wait and attack at night, said a voice. Yeah, I know, it will be better that way. But come on, this heat is ridiculous. Even with this straw hat, the heat is still so intense. Just be quiet, Deidara, said Sorcery. We should be there soon and stop your whining. You're one to say. You grew up in this environment, right? So you're not gonna be affected by it like I am. I said be quiet. Your voice is getting really annoying like your art. What did you just say? Asked Deidara. You heard me. Your art. That rubbish you call art that is just pure chaos and disaster. Huh. As if. What about your stupid, idiotic puppets? You call that art? Puppets are more exquisite and better than your art. Deidara's eyebrow twitched as the both of them started to argue as they were heading towards the hidden sand to collect the one-tailed Jinjuliki. Meanwhile, at the sand village, Gaara was currently sitting at his desk. Gaara has changed over the years. One reason being, it was that boy. That boy that almost beat him to death. You remember him. You see him. Naruto Uzumaki. That boy who he thought was going to kill him that day. But that was the day he changed. Before losing consciousness, Gaara saw his sister begging Naruto on her knees. She was pleading for him not to kill him. And he didn't allow it. He released him and told his sister to go on ahead and take him out of the village. That shocked Gaara, as he then remembered something. The boy had a sister as well. And he truly loved his sister and cared for her a lot. He had bonds, he had friends. Was that the reason why he got so strong? As Gaara, when he reached home that day, his body was still in bad shape as he had to go to the infirmary. Even though Shikaku was healing him, it wasn't much, seeing that Shikaku's body was completely wrecked after Naruto beat up the beast completely inside of him. And that subdued the beast for at least 2 weeks. And even now, the beast is not really telling him to kill people. It's not really speaking that lot. It was like a traumatic event for it. But it gave him resting time. Because for 2 weeks, in his entire life, he was able to sleep in that 2-week time period. And that was just wonderful. Something wonderful which he never felt before. When the Seal Masters here, well, you could call them Seal Masters because they weren't that good. When they studied Seal, they could tell him that the Bijou chakra inside him was very low, like it was reforming itself slowly. As he lost all sense of his mind right there, so he couldn't imagine what Naruto did to the Bijou inside of him. But he knew that Naruto was powerful. Right now he's a Kazekage of his village, and aiming to make the people look at him in a different light. Aiming to make the people see him in new light, and not think of him as a monster that he was before. As he looked through the window, yes, he was going to make this village proud. Meanwhile, damn it, Naruto said, as he arrived to another one of the Akatsuki location that was in Orochimaru's mind. He's been scouting them out for the past 3 days, and all of them are empty. It seems that the Akatsuki moved from all of them. Well, they should have. Seeing if Orochimaru knew about them, they wouldn't stay there, and he couldn't find a single trace. As Naruto raised his hand, the golden energy surrounding the entire place had started to crumble as he annihilated the place. Moments later, as the masked man that called himself Madara was currently in front of Nagato and Konan, the bases have been slowly being destroyed one by one, said Pain. I think he's behind this. He's probably searching for us. As Madara nodded, it seems like he managed to extract Orochimaru memories. This boy is surely something else. Nagato, you're the only one who can probably take him on. As Konan looked at him, Nagato, we heard what he did to the Hidden Stone, and what he nearly did to the Hidden Stone. This boy is not to be trifled with. It doesn't matter, Konan, said Nagato. As you can see, the boy's sister is a Jinjuliki as well, and from what we've learned, he's highly protective of her. The only way For we to take the 9 tails is to get him out of the equation. And despite everything, I am a god. Conan's right, said Madara. Do not underestimate him. In this fight, you'll have to push yourself to limits that you have never pushed yourself before. I don't believe you have ever faced someone as strong as him. Or is you saying that he's far past Hanzo? Yes, Madara said. Miles away from him. So don't hold back. Do everything you have to stop him. Even trying to seal him away, of course. But you have to stop him, or there will be no taking the 9 tails. What about the current tail beasts? Vader and Sasori are after the 1 tails right now. They will be striking by nightfall, said Conan. Kakazu and Hidan are going towards Kumo to kidnap the 2 tails. And Itachi and Kisame are going after the 4 tails. Once Deidara and Sasori mission are up and Kakazu and Hidan, they will switch targets to the other ones. Yes. For now, the boy has nothing to do with the other tail beasts, so he won't be trying to stop them. That is unless the Sand asks for Konoha help. And if his sister tag along. If you have the chance, Nagato, tell them to capture his sister right there and then. If we see any chance to take it, we have to. So tell them to take the chance. As Nagato simply nodded. With that, the masked man disappeared in a swirling vortex. Konan looked over to Nagato. Nagato, I'm not doubting your strength, but are you sure you can handle this? Konan, I have reminded you numerous times. I don't care who this boy is. I am still a god, with these eyes, and with the dream I'm going to follow. There will be no one that will be able to stand in my way. I will achieve my dream, and nothing will stop that. Konan simply nodded, but she was still worried. From what they heard, the boy literally pulled meteors from the sky to wipe out the hidden stone, but he stopped recently. And Nagato still thinks that he could take him on that easily. Well, if he claimed that he can, she will stand by his side. And she will also try her best to defeat this boy when time comes. On the planet a distance away, Naruto's brother, as he was standing looking at the mirror, he had a smirk on his face. As he wiped away some blood away from his lip, as he closed his eyes, opening them back, he was in pure darkness. He simply smiled. My father knew that he would try to erase us as well. Didn't you think that he would be prepared? But tell me, since you were trying to kill me, did you go after my brother? The Shinigami narrowed his eyes. No, I couldn't find your brother. He's probably dead already. The man held on his head. Huh. For the being you are, you're really stupid. As the Shinigami narrowed his eyes. Then why would you be killing me? You know as well that my power is only at half. And his as well. But once I kill him, I would regain my full power. Or if he kills... Don't make me laugh, he said to himself. When I kill him, I will regain my full power. Why would you try to kill me if he's not alive? That means he's out there somewhere. It's only a matter of time before I find him. And once I truly get what I want, not even you will be able to stand in my way. You can't break the laws twice. And when I regain everything, the power that is rightfully mine, I will be coming after you. I'll be a being beyond divinity. A being beyond divine. A being this universe has never seen before, to make others tremble at my name. To control the entire universe. And little brother, I know you're out there. I will find you. And I will end you, he said. As he smirked to himself, he snapped his eyes at the Shinigami. As there was a white aura that surrounded his body. As it exploded everywhere, even blowing back the Shinigami a bit. Opening back his eyes, he was looking into the mirror. As he smiled to himself, there was a knock on the door. Come in, he said. Turning around, 2 beautiful, pale-eyed women with long hair came in. Both of them dressed in a white, see-through gown. And they wore undergarment underneath. As he smiled to himself. Yes, come and please your king, he said. As the both of them walked up towards him with a smile on their face. A different part on the planet. Ishiki was sitting down. As he looked over, "Is it time?" he asked. "Yes, one of us should go and pay him a visit to see how he's coming along. I believe that we should tell him about his brother and the history of his father. And why he need to prepare himself, because if this happens, and if he loses, the entire universe will be at risk." As Ishiki nodded, "So, when, Amor?" he asked. "Not now, but soon." As they were talking, someone was watching from the shadows. But guys, be in episode right here. If you want the next part, guys already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn the bell notifications to stay posted. But for now, I'm out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.